Our Miagordon, that is, live where the shooting took place. And Mia, what can you tell us at this point?
We are out here at the 100 block of Escobar, where the drive-by shooting did take place around 1:30 today.
Miagordon is live out there with details on what happened. Hey, Mia.
As you can see behind me, this house on Rotama Avenue was completely destroyed by the fire. Now let's just take a look at the couple's front lawn. We can see their belongings have been burnt to pieces. Well, we can see that these cones have actually been put out around to warn oncoming traffic of this. Let's take a look over here at this hole that's about 6 feet deep. Signs like this one aren't just an eyesore. If we take a closer look, we can see the staples that actually cause a danger for workers trying to climb the pole. We can see that graffiti covers this door from head to toe. But this isn't the first case of graffiti at Sam Houston Elementary. But what we know so far is Halo Flight got the call around 9:30 and then brought Wally Alanis here to Spawn Memorial Hospital, where he was treated for a gunshot wound to the head. As you can see, the streets are still covered in water out here by North Beach, and just a little ways down the road are some local stores who said that the roads out there were flooded. A new program in place: if you don't come and pay your fines and court fees over here, you won't be able to renew one of these. Concerned beachgoers were even putting down feathers to warn others of where the jellyfish are on the sand. You can still see the markings of where police found the man. Now residents nearby say he had been making this area his home over the weekend. We're also told that the police here in Alice are doing whatever they can to try and fight the violence, or the gang violence, that has been happening here lately. Reporting live, I'm miagordon, KRIS 6 News.
That's him. That's the car, that's him.
The woman, who says her name is Mrs. Carrera, is able to identify one of the boys she says pulled a gun on her and her husband earlier this morning.
He was trying to
mad,
shoot.
I guess, because we told him to stop at the stop sign and he was about to hit us. And,
Yeah, he came real close
we
to
told him,
hit
hey,
us.
there's a stop sign there. He just sped up and caught up to us and pulled the gun on us.
Yeah.
So we called the cops.
But according to police, they were not the first victims of these young boys, who apparently went on an early morning joyride and robbed a man on Leopard Street. Boys approached a man here at the 1900 block of Leopard Street and demanded money. The man only had a few dollars on him, which he handed over to the boys, who then took off towards 19th Street and Musset, where the next incident happened. Police say when the boys got to 19th Street, they apparently ran a stop sign and almost hit Mrs. Carrera and her husband, and she says this happened next.
Pulled the gun out on us this morning.
He almost hit us right here. He was speeding.
19th
And
and
he
Laredo.
almost hit us, and I said, stop. And he just pulled out a gun. Followed us and tried to get on my side, and my husband pulled over so he couldn't get on my side waving a gun.
Yeah.
What's wrong with kids today is they have no parental supervision. Parents, take care of your kids.
Police say after pulling the gun on Mrs. Carrera and her husband, the boys drove down and stopped their car at 19th Street in Musset, and that's when police arrived. The three juveniles parked their Hyundai right here and then took off on foot through this apartment complex, but luckily it didn't take long for officers to catch up with them. The three boys were taken into custody and faced charges of robbery and aggravated assault. Miagordon, Action 10 News. But what we know so far is Halo Flight got the call around 9:30 and then brought Wally Alanis here to Spawn Memorial Hospital, where he was treated for a gunshot wound to the head. They picked Alanis up from his home in Orange Grove on County Road 3101, just off of County Road 305. Texas Rangers and other law enforcement are investigating the case, but at this point they have not released any information. We also did ask them if Alanis had shot himself or if someone else was involved in the shooting, but again, they were not releasing any information at this point. However, neighbors in the area say Alanis was a friendly, kind person, and they were shocked when they heard the news. They say they never expected this to happen.
Always happy, cheerful, you know, worried about the neighbors. Wanted to get a neighborhood watch deal going around here. Always inviting people over for barbecue, dove hunts. I mean, he's just an all-out nice guy.
Now, last we heard, Alanis was in critical condition, and of course we are trying to contact the Texas Rangers and other law enforcement to try and get updates, and as soon as we find out more information, we will let you know. Reporting live, I'm miagordon, KRIS 6 News. Code enforcement officer Ed Salazar and I drove around town looking for illegal signs like this one.
What we have are two illegal signs, two bandit signs that have been placed on a telephone pole.
It is illegal to put up signs on utility poles or in the right-of-way. Now, for those of you wondering what is considered the right-of-way,
This curb to 1 foot beyond this sidewalk is technically the right-of-way.
signs like this one aren't just an eyesore. If we take a closer look, we can see the staples that actually cause a danger for workers trying to climb the pole.
And you can see their little marks on their cleats where they're coming in there, and it's pretty obvious how these nails and what have you can.
So that causes a danger to them?
Yeah, well, yeah, falling is not always a good thing.
Another concern when the signs go up is that people hardly ever take them down, and this is considered litter. Salazar says in the past they would try and warn people that they are breaking the law, but starting next week, code enforcement will be removing these signs, contacting the owner, and issuing a citation, which could cost the violators up to $500 per sign. And it's not just garage sale signs like this that will be removed. Businesses who have signs and are required to have a permit for any sign on their property aren't safe either.
You know that these signs in the right-of-way are illegal. They can be on your property, but this side of the sidewalk.
Right now, illegal sign pickup happens on a Friday, but code enforcement is changing the date to Mondays because after the weekend is when they see most of the signs left around. And Salazar says he's hoping that the idea of having to pay a fine might stop the problem.
We'll see. Anytime you affect the pocketbook, you get people's attention.